Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Stuart Spencer with Advanced Ear Care. Well, Stuart, thank you for joining us today.
Oh, it's nice to be with you, Lisa. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. Now, you and I have talked so many times in the past about lots of different things, and today we're going to talk a little bit about some patient care and insurance benefits, which I know is really on the forefront of people's minds. Is how is insurance covering some of the items that you have, as well as, something new is being proposed in actually legislature where there might be more coverage for hearing devices. So interesting to hear about that. But anyway, nonetheless, tell me a little bit about patient care.
Well, that's where we always start, Lisa, is if we start with the patient and we make sure the patient's hearing the best they can, everything else kind of follows that. As far as, how they pay for it, what happens. We just always want to deliver the best patient experience that's out there. And, with all the different things that you're talking about legislatively that are going on with Medicare or over-the-counter hearing aids, a lot of that fits into this conversation because, a lot of people don't really understand how complicated it is to fit hearing aids. The physical ear are all so different with each individual, even from side to side. The acoustic requirements are different. So we have to really fine tune those instruments. I watched an infomercial the other night on hearing aids, it was $297 for, two rechargeable hearing aids. And oh my gosh, they don't even test your hearing, they just mail them to you and expect you to put them in, wear them, and just, promise to hear so great. Hear people around the corner and, just loud, noisy, kind of amplifier type of things. And so you're going to see more and more and more of that, because what the current legislation is not regarding the Medicare paying for hearing aids. It's the over-the-counter legislation
Oh,
you're
yeah.
referring to that they introduced last week. And so that's really going to help us out quite a bit because what's going to happen now is there'll be a definition between what a real hearing aid is, that we're used to fitting people with, and what an over-the-counter, piece of, electronics you can pick up in a grocery store, and
Right.
it's a massive difference. So that's going to help us. I'm encouraging that legislation. I think it's important because it's going to help people kind of differentiate what is more of an upper echelon type of device that, you'd want your mother to have or, your brother to have, versus just something, you'd pick up in a dime store.
Okay. So I guess what I was hearing is that this is the legislature that might be coming down the pike, is that they're trying to provide more coverage within Medicare. So maybe that's what I was
Exactly.
referring to. So now,
That's right. And that ties into our next subject, right? Which is insurance. And, now more than ever, for so many years, they had zero hearing aid benefit in even the best insurance programs.
hmm,
We're just always like, oh my gosh, these poor people can't hear. They have a great insurance policy. They pay a lot for it, and they cover zero on a hearing aid benefit. I can't imagine, needing glasses and not being able to get glasses, because I have a vision problem. So,
mhm.
we fought for years for insurance companies to start providing some help. And now, more than ever, they are, under their Plan B, under Medicare, True Hearing Care Solutions, and, many others, are providing some kind of help or, discount programs, where they can buy into their discount hearing aids and purchase them that way. So, people are trying to be creative and figure out how to get, some hearing devices and help supplement the costs.
Right.
And don't, pay for hearing aids, which is a kind of a misnomer that a lot of people have, right? They think the insurance company is going to send them send us as a business owner $2,000, then they're going to pay the balance. When actually they end up paying the insurance company for the hearing aid. And
Mhm.
so they're like, well, wait a second, isn't that? So there's some confusion there. So we try to walk people through that. We call on absolutely everybody's individual policy. It doesn't matter if we recognize the name of the Plan B coverage, because even under the Plan B coverages, there are different programs for those insured. So we want to make sure we're just maximizing those benefits for everybody and getting them into the best hearing they can have.
Well, that's good because, when I listen to many of these insurance companies talk about their plans and plan A and B and this and that. I mean, it can be very confusing, especially like you said, when you go into your plan B, you're not really sure about what is included and what isn't included. So that's nice that you call for everybody. That's perfect.
It's
Now,
so confusing.
yeah. And then talking about, over the counter versus a regular one that you provide, there's very different technologies that are going on in many of them. In fact, some of the ones I know that you have are starting to include artificial intelligence, which helps some of the hearing. So tell me a little about some of the new stuff that's coming down the pipe.
So, it's all about connectivity, clarity, and clarity is always a matter of this balance between the signal to noise ratio. The signal is what you're listening for, like your voice right now, and versus everything else around you that you don't want to hear. So these algorithms in these, nano computer chips are getting a lot faster, smarter, sharper. I mean, my goodness, like they're looking at your environment like 20,000 times a second, just trying to identify exactly what type of sound is around you, whether it's background noise, whether it's music, whether it's speech and noise, and separating those type of sounds, then amplifying to the configuration of your hearing loss so it balances the clarity.
Right.
So this is what's happening. And just recently, within the last month, we've gotten a new product. And I mean, it's amazing. People just go, oh my gosh, I hear so much better. And I mean, that's like music to our ears, right? We love hearing that. The
Yeah.
one thing that's been remarkable about this new release that I've never heard before is the first thing everybody says is I hear my own voice so much clearer.
Huh.
Occlusion, there's some tinniness, there's, all these different, descriptions of why they're hearing their voice differently than they normally would. Yesterday I fit Paul Williams, right? The director, singer, songwriter, actor, new hearing aids. The first thing he said was, oh my gosh, Stuart, I hear my own voice so much better. It's not like it's amplified. It's like it's my own voice. And he started singing, right? Sing da 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 da, these words. And he's like, oh my gosh, this is so much clearer. And he hadn't even worked for 2 minutes. And it was
Wow.
just like that. So there's something special about this technology that we've really never had before. And so I'm really excited about it.
That is amazing. And I'm so excited for you. It sounds great to get all this new technology in and the fact that you're able to help everybody. So fantastic. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate the information.
Thank you so much, Lisa. I appreciate being on today.
All right. Thank you. And we'll be right back after this.